We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep.
The Ravens
let's go, let's do it.
At their own 29-yard line.
Ready. Hey, Lobo, you think it's the mic? I'm on. Kill. Let's go. Bravo. Check. Hey, who do you want? Mike's 56.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And it's 3rd down.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Oh, here we go.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
Corey Vedvik now set to punt. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready? 187, Mike 57. Hey. Wow.
This is Connor. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Right there.
And there's the pickup you want on 1st down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on 1st down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Newton, it got his man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. From the 36, Newton. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
He's checking. Crash.
Out of the gun, Newton. Flush to his right. And it's complete to Kelsey. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
From the red zone now, Newton. Flushed out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And now a carry here for their fullback. And able to work his way down to the 16. It's a pickup of 8 yards to move him into a 3rd and 13 here. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Newton. It's complete to Williams. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Now Connor. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Now 4th down.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They're running it. It's Michel, and he'll have the first down as he's up to about the 18. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Hold. 56 to Mike.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Eckler. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Well, you've told me before, it's great to be an athlete. A lot of great athletes out there. It's good to have instincts, and he has those.
I would take those above athleticism in a lot of cases because if you know where the ball's going before anyone else can get there and block you.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
All right, here we go. Let's go,
Going on the ground with Eckler. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 44, Jackson, he'll get this to Eckler. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And that's a nice gain by him on 1st down, picking up some key yardage.
2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
Off play action. Newton. Eluding the pressure right. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession.
Hey, we're going 37's to Mike. Mike 37.
Crunch time, defense.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. 20.
Switch, switch, switch.
Newton on 3rd down. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on. What's that? 180. Mike 37. I got you. I got you. Check 20.
They'll try and run with their fullback. Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
2nd and 6 at the 21-yard
Hey.
line.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. So we got to step it.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Newton escaping the pressure right. Well, this is caught by Williams. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Here's Connor trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if he can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin with Michelle on the ground. And an alley to run. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Sony Michel, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Steelers 3. Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Watch twist.
Here's Connor. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. To throw is Newton. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. Kelsey, the intended receiver there. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And they will run it with Michelle. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being full.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. Hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Connor. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine.
Gun. Let's go.
Now Newton. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something.
This is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Will Fuller, as the first half is winding down, as the Ravens push further out in front. The 21st pick back in the 2016 draft, Will Fuller, and we know that he can take the top off of a defense.
He certainly can, and the way that he does it is just straight, pure speed. And I saw it with one of the better defensive coordinators in the league, and I said, how do you defend that? And he said, at times, you absolutely don't. If the quarterback gets time and he heaves it downfield, Will Fuller's going to outrun any coverage you put out there.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over.
It's caught inside the 25. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He connected on his first, this from 41. Boswell's kick is good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And maybe some indecision on getting the punt team out there, and they're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, When I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game.
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
At the 42-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. It's complete to Fuller. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Check curls, check curls.
Once more, here's Eckler. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Ready, set, 50, Mike 50.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Set. Straight 88.
57's the Mike. 1, 2, 3.
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Here is Eckler. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Eckler. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's Eckler again. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. on the give. This is Eckler. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Newton. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Newton. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That's a 1st down and then some, a 32-yard pickup. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Newton. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Trying to lay one up deep. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Johnson, the intended target.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 4-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, Eckler. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. The handoff, it's Eckler. He's going to have the 1st down past the 20. He's at the 50. The 30, 20, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Austin Eckler, 92 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now?
It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Mike Williams, 76 yards. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back
and they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Following the penalty, Michel. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. A give, Eckler running to the right. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The Ravens on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Being chased out left. He's got the first down, and the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. 8.
Following the fumble recovery, Newton. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 44 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Newton to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Throwing again is Newton. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. Now it's Newton. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, but now it's third and goal.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
He's got it. 11 yards, but still not enough. Fourth down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth down.
Check 25. Slam.
They run with Connor. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They're turned away on fourth and goal. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line.
Get ready. Watch the twist.
Eckler, they run left side. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Operating from the gun. Newton, he's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. The quick slant caught. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
I don't know about you, partner, but on second and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for him.
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are back within a single score. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. On the ground is Michel. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check.
Jackson to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And it's third down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. That's a 39-yard line.
Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Baltimore, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games.